Good evening and welcome once again to the Internet Citadel Show. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your evening to join us. As you can see, we show something called celebrity creators on our video right now. That's because we are in the process of changing our name brand, and we will talk about that as the show progresses. But tonight what we're going to talk about is how to become a celebrity through internet television. This is part 2 in our series. But before we jump into that, what I'd like to do is introduce everybody to my wonderful business partner, my very good friend, co-creator and co-host of this very show, and she's right here to my left, Miss Kathy Stover. Yes. Mrs. Kathy Stover, sorry. Goodness sakes, I got to get that right.
Yes, absolutely.
Kathy has a wealth of experience and background, and that is one of the reasons that she attracted me to become a business partner with her. Among many other great qualities, she is a woman of deep integrity, which is very important to me as well, and high ethical standards. And she operates in all manners, not just in business, but in her life. I've gotten to know her very well and become very good friends. Her business background is quite extensive. She's been an operations manager and sales manager for over 25 years, and that's with a Fortune 500 company. So right there, I'm impressed pretty heavily with her background, but it gets better and it goes on. She's also got network marketing, or also commonly known as MLM experience, dating back to the mid-'80s. And even probably better than that is she has affiliate marketing expertise dating back to the early 90s. And I like to call her affectionately the affiliate marketing queen, because she can literally sell almost anything to almost anybody. She is really talented in the marketing avenues and so many other areas. She's a very successful social media coach and has had big name clients in the past already that have brought on her services. In fact, maybe we can even tell that story a little later today. I'll let Kathy do that, of a great success story she had just recently with one tip she gave a client today. It boomed their business literally overnight. She's also a budding speaker, along with yours truly. We're looking to hit the speaking gig here in hopefully early next year. We'll talk more about that later.
Right.
And she is also a power seller on eBay and a top-rated seller on eBay, both separate designations. Each came with their own certificate at separate times, both very difficult to attain, yet she has attained both of them. And that's just another mark of her expertise and prowess in the world of marketing online. With that, I would like to introduce my wonderful friend and business partner, Kathy Stover. How are you doing tonight, Kathy?
I'm doing awesome. I'm blushing. My gosh, you always just like over the top when you introduce me. Thank you so very much, Brian. You know, I feel very much the same way about you. Brian is a man of character and integrity, and like he said, likewise. I think we both work well because of that. We have the same business ethics, and we both enjoy the same things. And he was talking about some of the things that I've done in my background. He has done very similar things as well. Brian has a lot of experience in internet network marketing, multi-level marketing that some of you may be familiar with. As a matter of fact, that's how we met I think we were talking about it the other day, close to 4 years ago. The other thing, Brian has been a software engineer for over 23 years, and I can't tell you what he does professionally outside of what he does here, otherwise I might have to kill you. At least that's what he tells me. So I don't ask him any questions. The other thing is he was co-owner of a travel-based MLM for about 6.5 years, so he has a lot of experience. The other thing he was talking about me, and the same goes for him with affiliate marketing, he has been extremely successful. He ran one campaign, I think it was earlier this year, and had quite a good commission check there for several months while that program was running. In addition to that, he was talking about the speaking and said yes, he was also going to be involved in that, and very much so. We're actually kind of polishing up our boots, and if you will, and getting all of that in place as such, the celebrity creators. Brian also has put together a lot of the technology that you see here that we bring to you each week. Sometimes we have glitches, has nothing to do with him whatsoever. You know, it's part of the internet, and that's part of being at the forefront of an exciting new frontier. There are a lot of folks out there doing video, but nothing like Brian and I have put together. So without further ado, I want to get into the program. Brian, thank you so much for sharing another Tuesday evening with me again. And thanks for all that you do in putting this together and bringing it each week on Tuesday. So let's go.
I'm telling you, we should probably take this introduction thing on the road and actually get paid to do it, because we're getting pretty good at that. I mean, you're very generous in your introduction as well. Thank you so much, Kathy.
You're welcome.
But tonight's show, as we talk, go ahead.
I said it's all true.
And right back at you, and I mean that. Tonight's show again is about becoming a celebrity through internet television. This is something Kathy and I have now been doing for just about 1 year. We are inching up on the 1 year mark.
Yeah.
And it has taken us through many different paths down this road. We have finally have a very solid straight road and a good focus of where we're going. And we want to share that knowledge and information with you. Now, lots and lots of people, as you can see and probably have seen on the internet, are using video today, primarily through the main channels like YouTube, Vimeo, Easy Video Producer, hint, hint, wink, wink, that's the one we use. GVO image down there will take you to that information as well, but that is by far the best. But there are many, many different video hosting options out there that help you to create a recording, or you can record a video, upload it to one of those services, and then embed that on your website, use it for marketing, etc. That is a wonderful avenue to go by. But, you know, literally anybody can get a webcam and shoot a video. Isn't that right, Kathy? It's really simple right now to do something like that.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I think that's, Brian, that's something, and I know we've talked to a lot of different people, and the first thing is when we talk about doing their own TV show, they're like, what do I need? You know, I think that when you talk TV and then you talk internet, for some reason people have the assumption or the thought that you need to have this big camera going. I think much like you see when you see news shots when you're watching the local news, right? They get the big old honking camera. But the cool thing is, all you need is a webcam. And Brian and I are both using a Logitech 9000, I think?
That's right.
Yeah. So with this, it's external and we plug it in, but oftentimes laptops have them in the lid. I guess that's what you call it. Is that what it is, Brian, the lid? But yeah, it's so easy to just turn it on. Now, when I say easy to turn it on and shoot your video, there's a lot more to it than that. And that's why we put together a comprehensive program, because it's more than just having that easy webcam. But you can shoot videos with a webcam.
Yeah, and what we're talking about here are recorded videos that can be played back at a later time. So you get multiple takes, an infinite number of takes to get it right before you say, that's the one I want. You save it and upload it. What we are talking about is taking that to the next level. And now what we're talking about is, of course, as you can see right now, is live video via the internet, just like television. As you can see, we have what are called lower thirds just beneath us. I hope I get this right. And graphics above us. There is software and technology available that collectively we have combined in a way to help us look more like an actual television program. Just imagine what the possibilities this could do for you and your business, your brand. And we'll go through a list of those types of things here very shortly to give you some ideas. This may fall right in line with what you're trying to do. It could literally open the doors to you to become a celebrity in your own niche or business or hobby, etc. Hence the name Celebrity Creators. It is truly a magnificent resource and platform by which to get your message and yourself known, particularly in the branding genre, so you can really brand yourself and help to get people to know, like, and trust you. As we all know, in the branding and marketing world, those are three very important components. Once you get folks to know you, like you, and trust you, they're more likely to do business with you, right, Kathy?
Right. But you know, the other thing I want to interject here too is for some of the folks that are watching us that have not come on before. Right now, you're just seeing the two of us talking back and forth.
That's true.
But most of our shows, when we have a guest, we have them that, you know, Brian's working camera angles, so we're fading in, we're fading out. And as a matter of fact, we've had two other people join us at one time as well. So you get the full effect, almost kind of like watching the news where you've got the guy that's out on scene and you see the two people at the news desk. So right now, you know, the interchange is between the two of us, but the effects that you can utilize beyond just two people is not like anybody else has out there right now.
Excellent point.
Yeah, so when I was talking about being at the frontier and doing some things that other people are not doing, that's what Brian and I have going here.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you brought that up, Kathy. That's such a great point. And for those of you watching, or even after, let's do this after the show, but you can see a link above us.
Sure.
If you're on the internetcitadel.com or celebritycreators.com, there's a link up there that says past shows. Click on that link, and you'll see exactly what she's talking about. You'll see the video will show 4 people at once, kind of like the old, what was it, the Brady Bunch, right? Before they started their shows.
Brady Bunch, right.
They had 9 of them or fewer. I can't remember exactly how many, a bunch, because that's why they were a Brady Bunch. But we have up to 4 that we show simultaneously to give it a new dynamic. So you don't just hear a bunch of people talking over a telephone or say a webinar like GoToMeeting, GoToWebinar, WebEx. There's a lot of them out there. Those are great, and I'm not saying don't use those avenues, but highly consider live video, because as Kathy and I can attest personally, this has opened the doors to us in ways we could not have fathomed. Based on the people we've met, the folks we've had on our show, the amount we've learned from those people that have come onto our show. Now, this is our format. We interview folks. We interview other entrepreneurs. Maybe this is a good time, Kathy. Maybe we can go over some different ideas of uses for a platform like this. Let's throw a few of them out there.
Well, I think we had mentioned before, was talking about somebody that might have a recipe blog.
Yeah.
If it's somebody who's not put themselves out there, I know some folks that actually have recipe blogs. They do like the recipe of the week or the day, or whatever their schedule is, and then they have affiliate links that are tied into the blog post, or they have ads on the side. So they're branding themselves because they're out there on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and on YouTube. Right? But if they had a live venue like this, let's say they did the recipe of the week and they made grandma's, hot fudge cake, right? And they want to pair it with some kind of creme de la creme something from another gal across country or in another country. And they could be like whipping this whole stuff up at the same time with one gal doing the grandma's fudge cake and then the gal in another country doing the creme stuff, and they're doing it at the same time and making it and doing it live. Because let me point out here, we're on for an hour, right? But Brian, we both know there is no time limit because it's free. So if you want to do a 2-hour special, cooking special, much like you see on Food Network, you could do it live. And you could actually, because of the fact we had talked about earlier, having more than one guest, you could have 2 guests kind of whipping together, a special meal of some sort. So that's one of the ones that I thought of.
And that's
how about you?
You brought up some excellent additional points along with that. This is truly global, meaning you can have a guest or an individual that comes onto your show from anywhere in the world. We've had guests from Canada, Australia, all over the United States. It doesn't matter where they live as long as they're willing to be awake at the time that you do your show with you because of the time difference. But you schedule all that way in advance, and we show you step by step. We have an entire program about this, how to do this from A to Z. Remember, we've been doing this for nearly a year, perfecting it as we go. Technical things will happen. Guaranteed. I've been in the technical industry, as Kathy mentioned, for a long time, and there's always technical issues that creep up, and that's okay. We also talk through how to deal with that as well. But remember, this is live, and you can record this video for later, use it for purposes like that. If you're an affiliate marketer, Kathy really hit that one well with a blog and how to monetize that. Beautiful. And of course, that's why she is the affiliate marketing queen. But even if you don't, let's say your aspirations are not based on business. Let's say you are active in a church, and let's say you have certain members of that church for whatever reason that cannot physically attend your church on particular weekends. Maybe they got injured and were in an auto accident, something to that nature. They can't drive in physically, or maybe they're just elderly and can no longer make it to church. If you do a live video streaming feed and they have an internet connection at home with a laptop sitting on their bed or even in front of them on the couch, they could be there with their congregation and all their members. And there's an interactive chat feature where they can actually talk, quote unquote, back and forth through text live, as you see the chat feature on our website right now. That's just another idea. You don't even have to make this a business, but I think that's where it really shines, to be honest. But there are so many. It's endless. If you're an author, you can use this avenue to tell about your book, to work up toward your book being released on, say, Amazon. You could do a big launch campaign and build up over weeks or months, even if you wanted to, if it's some breakthrough method you've discovered. And just, the ideas can flow like you would never believe. Music industry. How about that one, Kathy? You've brought that one up several times, and we just talked to a gentleman recently, so we know this is a viable.
Right.
Explain that one a little bit. How would that work?
Well, the gentleman that we were talking about was talking in the realm that we're utilizing it, and that is to broadcast everywhere. And that's something that we talked about on the last show when we were sharing celebrity creators for the first time. And that is, if you are a budding musician, you can be playing live to a venue, to people anywhere. If you want to just now a lot of folks are sitting at home and they're shooting a video and they're putting it on YouTube. But what if you put a pay button on something and had, just took in a small amount, or you did it for free a few times and then you got your following, and then you put a PayPal button on there and started collecting some revenue for people to come in and join you, just for whatever type of music you're playing. And that way they're not leaving their home. They can sit and listen to the music, have a cocktail, a cup of coffee, whatever it is,
drinking and driving,
and enjoy your talent. Yeah, and enjoy your talent. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, it's like a virtual cover charge when you charge them at the door, so to speak. I love it. I know Mike and I oftentimes, when we have dinner, Brian, we'll turn on, we've got DirecTV or something, and it has music channels, so we'll play music in the background while we're eating. But how cool would it be to have the computer on and have some guy or gal sitting there playing or singing? I think that would be awesome. Just think of the buzz that could create, not just for the band and the exposure of the band for that night. Let's say you're talking about a club, but you could tweet about this and say, hey, big event going on at Club XYZ down in this area, San Antonio, Texas, wherever you're from, and get a buzz going and say, hey, we're going to be live on camera. Come say hi to us, or come join us, and let's all get on TV together live. Could you imagine what that would do for the club? Oh my goodness. No, that would be insane. Think of the younger generation. Oh my gosh. Well, the other thing that I thought of, and we had a guest on our show, Debbie Cannon, and she does Biz Mom Mentor, and she does organizing. Oh. And I got to thinking about this the other day. I thought, she was talking about the fact that when she was on our show, that she has people actually kind of videotape where their space is, and they send it to her so that she can look at it. How cool would it be if they're doing it live, right? Debbie's doing it live, talking to them. They've got a webcam, and they're showing her their disorganization, and she's like bopping through saying, okay, we need to do this, you need to put this here, we need to get rid of that. I'm not sure exactly how it works. We're going to have her at our houses one of these days, but you know what I'm saying? I thought, how cool would that be? Because it could be live, and then she wouldn't necessarily have to leave her house if she didn't want to. I mean, just the thought. It's a great thought. I mean, we've never even discussed that one, you and I, before. Just so people understand. It just came, came to my head. This is exactly how Kathy and I operate on a day-to-day basis. When we get our creative juices flowing, this is almost identically the way we talk to each other. We talk every day on the phone. By the way, she's in Northern California. I'm in Southern California. We don't even see each other. We don't see each other until we get on our show, like now. Now I see her, and she sees me, but you get the gist. We just talk every single day. And this is the kind of things we talk about. We just throw ideas at each other, and then, for a part of our call, and then the other part of the call, we go to business. Some of it's personal, what's happening in your life, what's happening in mine. But every single day, this is the kind of stuff we do. It's a blast. It's a blast. And that's an important part. If you have somebody that you get along with and that is integrity-based like you are, it would behoove you to team up with them, because doing something that we're doing right now can be done by one individual, but it'd be a lot easier if you get two. You hear a lot of times in businesses, they say, don't get a partner unless you can absolutely avoid it. Well, in the case of this business model, I'd actually reverse that and say it's a benefit and a blessing to have a business partner, especially someone who's also your friend that you can trust and get along with on a day-to-day basis. We're like a brother and a sister. We do have our differences at times, but you know, that's where it stops. And but that's okay. Any relationship of any kind or magnitude has differences at some point in their life. My wife and I, we have our differences.
You want to know something?
Everybody does.
I just had a brainstorm.
All right.
I just had a brainstorm. Dawn Doucette.
Yes.
Our friend Dawn and Chris, right? Dawn Doucette.
Love Dawn and Chris.
She has Dawn Marie's Creations, I think. I'm probably getting it wrong. Dawn Doucette. She makes handmade custom jewelry. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So this is my thought. We're going to have to send her a thing. So she does a live show, right? And, you know, I've seen videos of people making jewelry. But she could do a live show and have folks from all over join her, and maybe have, you know, people in different places putting together different things or using different techniques, right?
Absolutely.
And they're all sharing it live. And what if, okay, it's like you've got this large following of people who want to make jewelry, and so they follow the show each week, and they're going to make a bracelet, a whole set. They're going to do also the earrings, the bracelet, the necklace, right? And so week after week they come together and they string the beads and they crochet the wire and wrap you can tell I don't know it exactly, but they wrap the gems and all of that. And they walk through this process. They walk through the process and they show them how to do it. But then what they do, like Brian's done below with the Tweak Performance, right? He's put a banner down there. If you click on it, it takes you and teaches you how to utilize Twitter, okay? And there is a pay component in there, right? There's a paid for component within that. So you buy it, of course you use it, but what if you had a few of those down there for the jewelry thing, right, and it clicks on, and that takes you to the place to buy your wire, your gemstones, whatever, exactly, and it's affiliate based. So you make the money off of the wire, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
We got to talk to Dawn Doucette. I just thought about that.
Like I told everyone at the beginning of the show, the queen, she has arrived. She's here.
So you could use it. You could use it for a lot of stuff.
Oh, think about it. Here's another one: education, teaching. You know,
yes.
What about those students that call in sick? Well, you're going to be watching TV in bed. You just will be watching the study for the day from your math teacher, right? No, I'm sorry for all you guys that are watching that are in school and you're going, don't stop, don't tell them that. But no,
don't tell them.
In all seriousness, you know, just like a college atmosphere, higher education, this would be perfect. Especially, look at today's society. We have so many adults going back to school to learn a vocation because the job market is very thin at the time of filming this. It's very thin. So just think about what this would do. They could go home instead of driving to a university, which may take them, who knows, half hour to an hour or two out of their day, out of their family's life, to be with their family. Go straight home, turn on the computer, get comfortable, kick back, take notes, record the video if they want so they can refer back to it for future notes. You can start to see how this platform that we've created, and we did not create the idea of live internet TV, by the way. We have just enhanced it greatly to make it to such a way that will make it easier for you, so you won't have to go through all the trials and tribulations that Kathy and I have gone through. And believe me, there were a lot of them. And the beauty of this is you won't have to go through even 1% of what we went through to get to the point we are tonight, which is very good news.
Because we're going to coach them through it all.
Exactly.
Right, we're going to coach them through it all.
And not just that, you know, because of Kathy's prowess in social media marketing and marketing in general, it's one thing to create a show or even a video and put it up on a website. Well, now you got a website, it's up. Well, who's going to see that? you have to drive traffic to it. How do you do that? Well, there are lots of ways to do that. There are older internet marketing methods, which are, build an opt-in form and capture there. But how do you get them to go to your opt-in form to actually capture their name and email address to begin? You need traffic. This is where Kathy and I come in, where we have this incredible, I think it's incredible, sorry, but I do, very comprehensive collection, a suite of marketing tools. Like Kathy said, we take you step by step through the entire gamut. Not just turn on a camera, get a microphone from XYZ store, get a cable, get this, get that, and then you're on a show. We go the extra mile and show you not only how to start and actually run your show on a week-to-week, month-to-month, day-to-day basis, whatever you might want to do, but also how to get the word out about your show and bring viewership and traffic to your website as a result, if that's what you wish to do is as a business. So, there's much more to it than that. We're just scratching the surface, but wanted folks to recognize it's not just turn on a camera, smile, put on a nice jacket, dab a little makeup, which I didn't, by the way. Maybe I should. I might be shiny. But I
don't have any makeup on, of course.
But yeah,
not at all.
There's a lot to it. Gosh, some other examples.
You know what? Well, you know what I was thinking of, Brian, and I know as soon as I say this, you're gonna go, yeah. The really cool thing about this, right? We already talked about the fact that it doesn't cost any money for airtime, right?
Right.
But the other thing is, our show is an hour, so that gives Brian and Kathy. Typically, we have a guest on 1 full hour of some awesome content, right? So we're streaming for 1 hour that we're recording, and just think about the possibilities, because you can break those down to bite-sized pieces and put them on YouTube. Brian had mentioned or alluded earlier to Easy Video Producer. It's something that we use through GVO. Absolutely love it. That's what we use. We also use upload to YouTube as well. But you can break these down into pieces and put them out there so that you can lead and build some of that traffic back to you for whatever it is that you're sharing, right? Whatever your show's about.
Absolutely.
But even farther than that, you can send your video and your audio. You can even, don't even use the picture part if you don't want to, but you can send it to a company called Vervante. And Vervante will take what you have and they will put it on a disc for you. Now, you can do that part yourself if you wanted to, but if you send it to them, they will package it. So it will be in a nice, beautiful little package with your logo on it and whatever information that you want. They will break it down so that it has an informational sheet, whatever it is that you want. So it's called Vervante.com, and you can utilize anything that you have, so it can be as training modules, or whatever it is, stuff to give away, training modules, what have you. So just another way that you can utilize beyond the live show. And I know you were going, I was thinking about that too. But what a great part of what we do that people can utilize after they've captured their live show. Yeah,
and that's a great use of that DVD service is if you want to generate in bulk for a very, very inexpensive amount of money, and take it with you to live seminars and events. And instead of handing out business cards, hand out your DVD, and on it will be a video of you. You can put any kind of print you want on the front. That could be the content that you would normally put on a business card, for instance. And then the content is you. It's a person on a live show or a live event, whatever you would call that in your particular case. And that further personalizes their experience with you. And they actually get to know you a little bit before they even pick up the phone and actually talk to you after the event is over. So, yeah, excellent idea. See, this is it. This is us. This is the way we go. We've never even talked about that one before. We have. I know. Yeah, that's the way it works. Anything
comes out.
You can use this for literally anything. And by the way, we're talking about technical issues and difficulties. As you probably noticed, poor Kathy is looking a little, she just came back and looking much better now. But off and on, our video feed gets a little crazy. And we're constantly looking to improve. And in fact, as of tomorrow, we're going to be trying yet another service that will hopefully increase.
Can't wait.
Yeah, and it's kind of like what we're thinking is the last, the actual last piece of the puzzle, so to speak. We've gone through so many different pieces of technology for everything, including audio with different microphones, cameras, you name it. So again, we are going through those heartaches so you won't have to. Once we've got this 100% locked down, and you know, the second we get it locked down, something else will change technology-wise, which may cause another issue. That's the beauty of we're going to have interactive coaching, and those types of things will be brought up during the coaching series, so that those things that you got as a result of acquiring our program that are somewhat static, and they're just, you know, you'll get a set of videos, etc., of training sessions, but those things that change you can get through our coaching session. We'll keep you on top of technology and updates and those types of things, so you're always in the loop, in the know, and you have less to worry about when it's time to go live, like we are going right now. And you can see that Kathy is a beautiful woman, except when she gets all pixelated and crazy, it gets a little, you know, almost like horror film like, and that's not her. She's oh
my gosh,
there we go. Oh,
I'm glad I can't see that.
Now it's better. But yeah, and that's the types of things you go through, and you know, this is actually a great improvement over what we were doing just 2 months ago, Kathy. We had even lower resolution and less clarity on our videos. We're always improving on this show, and that's again that type of information that we went through that process. We will be giving that to anybody and everybody who comes on board and acquires our services, and we'll talk about that later. But this isn't about an advertisement. We're giving you ideas of what you can do to go on to a live television program on the internet.
Well, you know, I wanted to point this out, Brian. The reason that we have some of these issues from time to time, the pixelation, the audio mismatch, where you feel like you're watching, you know, an old kung fu movie or something, those things happen because we're not just doing the straight stream, like through Ustream. You know, I've had people say, well, you know, I was on Ustream and it was very clear. Well, you've got one webcam looking at one person and they're on. And then when it's the other guy's turn to talk, then the camera's just on them. So it's very different technology the way we're using it. Whereas if you've been on before and seen, or you will if you go into our archive files, that we have more than just the two of us. Also, with these celebrity creators on top and our names and co-host on, or is that co-host? Yeah, co-host on the bottom. I have it very tiny. I can't see. But anyway, this was all done special. This is not something that's out there that, you know, just pops up when you start your webcam. So some of the technology that we have put together and Brian has utilized in conjunction with some of the normal things that you see make it different, and therefore I'm learning this stuff. He's telling me the paths that it goes don't always flow. So water flows downhill, right? But when you're on the internet, it doesn't always flow that way. It just kind of gets all jumbled up. So that's why we have some of those issues. But as he said, we've got some new things coming down, and it's going to continue to get better and better. So we're really excited about it.
As you can see, there are many features. Just real quick, I'll switch a view over to our main show logo that most people see when they first come on. With a couple clicks of a mouse, I'm doing this live. Can switch that over back to Kathy and I with the nice borders on top and bottom. We can even inject, as you may have seen in the very opening of our show, an actual video that was recorded earlier, which was the opening show with music and animation, and we also explain exactly how to do that step by step. Very simple, by the way. That actually is quite simple. Most of that is done for you, and it costs either zero or very little, depending on what how much you want to get into that. But so many features to what we utilize for this show to make it look more professional. Yeah, it will take practice, but if your business or niche is important to you, you're going to be willing to put in that additional time. And like Kathy and I did from day one. You remember this, Kathy? We just said, you know what? Whatever happens, let's just have fun, right? And we've had fun week after week. Some days maybe not as much fun because of the difficulties we go through. You don't want to be embarrassed in front of your, you know, your big name speaker that came on your show. But you know what? We have had issues with big name speakers, and how many of them really got upset at us, Kathy, when we had an issue? Not a one.
None.
Not a single one. And we hope that's because we approach this with integrity and high ethics, and we're there to help other individuals to get the word out about them. That's what we base our show on. Now, what you base yours on may be something entirely different, but just, I don't know, kind of a way to point out that if you do things the right way, they're not going to be as bad as you might think when things do go wrong. And again, they will. Technology is technology. It's not perfect. And again, with all the programs and things and hardware that's involved, things can go wrong. And as you see tonight, but now she's looking mighty clear. Can see that gorgeous makeup job and the nice hair and the earrings flapping around, and you can see it all now. Uh-oh.
Hey, I just had another brainstorm. Check this out. You're going to love this. You know how politicians, we all love politicians, right? And they spend hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars. So if any of you politicians out there are listening, you need the celebrity creators, and I'm going to tell you why. How cool would it be to have a politician, and it could be somebody running for city council, so it could be just, it's the hometown deal, or it could be governor of California, Meg Whitman, if you're listening, give us a call. But anyway, they could be on, right, and look at all the constituents they could have watching them.
Yeah. And
they could bring on, instead of having their adversaries, they could have some of their cheerleaders, right, and be just bantering and talking about local politics or state politics or whatever.
Oh,
I don't know.
It's just a great idea. And we had never talked about that one either. You see, I've seen.
I know.
How many political websites have you seen out there? There are hundreds of them, maybe thousands. And all they have are maybe words about what they stand for and, what their viewpoint is and what party they run with.
Kind of a flash ad or something.
And maybe a flash ad. Maybe, and you rarely see any high technology come out of political camps. And that's not a dig on them. It's just that's the way it is. Just like travel industry is very similar, which I was part of for a long time. But you might see a quick YouTube clip about something they did on a campaign or something. But what about if they were regularly appearing live on their own website and telling everybody through Twitter and everything else? Holy moly, think of the money they would save. That's a great idea, Kathy. How many? I'm going to give.
Yes, they could save money, and then they could donate it. They could donate it to the school system in California.
Yeah.
So the teachers can go back to work.
Yeah, I'm going to give my buddy Arnold a call tomorrow and see if he wants this type of
technique. I don't want to talk about politics. I think our buddy Glenn might be on here. He knows how I feel about the whole school thing too. But anyway,
Don't get me started.
Just another thought. So politicians, if you're out there, it doesn't make any difference if it's state, local, or even federal. The celebrity creators have got the fix for you, let me tell you. Free airtime, baby. Free airtime.
Yeah, they have president, vice president of many things. Let's say you're out traveling in one section of the city or town or even country, and your cohort is in another area. You could do this kind of thing and hook up remotely and still provide a unified front from two different locations. Great idea, Kathy. Goodness, see? You see what I'm saying, people?
Thank you.
Affiliate marketing queen right there. Emphasis on marketing. She gets it. She understands it. Oh, my goodness. We could go on forever, and we'll continue to add more ideas as we go through. But this is all about becoming a celebrity in your field or niche. Again, this is that's from a business vantage point. You can also, once again, use it for nonprofit type. Think about that, a nonprofit, huh? In fact, one of the very things that got us started on this path was we saw what would be it's equivalent to a telethon being broadcast live on the internet. And guess what? It was broadcast for, it was how many hours? It was a long time. I think it was
12? Yeah, it was 24 hours, I think.
It was a long time. I think it was less than that because one guy stayed through the whole thing unless he slept in between. But guess how much it cost them to do that? Not the website design, everything goes around, the preparation.
Zero.
The airtime cost them a big fat goose egg. And if you try to do that on a television network, even a small television network in your little town that you might live in, that might be a small market, it still costs money. This cost zero. It costs as much as it did to purchase your computer, which most everybody has, internet connection, which most everybody has, and a webcam, which many laptop owners have already. It's in the lid of their laptop. It doesn't take much, folks. It truly is simple once you know each and every step that needs to go into getting it set up. Once you're set up, doing this every week, I leave everything the way it is set up. All I do is turn on the computer, go through a checklist of mine, and Kathy goes through hers, remove the phones from the room, etc. and you go to work and it's not work. It's fun. It's fun. This is a blast. I'm having a good time, Kathy.
Well, the thing is, Brian and I are we're going to be involved and actually helping in an event here in a couple of weeks, and we feel very strongly about the connections that you meet at these events. Very, very strong about that. Not only the fact that you learn a great deal from the folks that are putting the events on, they're phenomenal. Brian and I have just connected with some great people. But the connections that you make are phenomenal as well. So I think with that being said, that even with that at an event, and we were talking about this morning, there's an event that's going to be going on that's going to be totally virtual, and we've seen something like that of late, I think a couple of months ago or something. But using this type of venue for events is a viable possibility as well. Although, when Brian and I were talking earlier today, we still feel like the human contact is important as well. So don't think that the real event venue is ever going to go anywhere, because we need to have that kind of human contact. I think that's really important. And that's one of the things that we talked about. But something like this could be utilized in that way as well, right, Brian?
Yeah, that's another great way to do it. Let's say an individual that's running the event, they typically bring on guest speakers to come on with them, and they market it quite heavily for months in advance of the actual event, because they need to fill the seats. Not only fill the seats, but fill the rooms of the hotel room. We've learned a lot about this over the last few months. We won't go into all those details, but now once they fill up all the seats, they're done. They've taken all the income they can from the event, as far as those, as far as entry fees for folks that are showing up to the event physically. This provides yet another avenue of income to say, okay, sorry if you didn't make it and you can't come physically because we don't have enough seats to seat you, but now we're going to offer you a way to watch this from the comfort of your own home. The thing you'll miss out are the personal connections like Kathy was talking about, but we've been to many of these recently, and the information, the value gained just by the information of the event itself is truly worth any admission price we have paid in the past by itself.
Yeah.
The networking is a huge bonus, which Kathy and I now see as not just a bonus, but it's one of the main things we go for now. But the information is invaluable. But this gives you another avenue, another thing to think about as far as events go. And yeah, I don't think anything could ever replace physical.
Let's plug Craig. I'm not sure if he's got any seats left, but let's plug Craig Duswalt. DUSWALT, CraigDuswalt.com. I'm not sure if he's got any seats left, Brian, but we will be there, and I know that he was kind of getting near the end. So
yeah, it's called
we're not getting paid. We're not getting paid to share that. He is just a phenomenal leader, mentor, teacher, speaker, author, coach. We don't have a link or anything here. We're just throwing it out there, but if you can make it, when is it? September 22nd, I think.
Yeah, 22nd, 23rd. It's a 4-day event in Los Angeles near the airport. And Rockstar System for Success. And, just look for...
Yeah, he's amazing.
You talk about a marketing genius. There's another one. This guy, he had his own advertising agency for a number of years. And his wife is also incredibly successful in the modeling agency area. What a duo. But he truly brings value to the table, very high integrity. You're starting to hear that more and more. So whatever you end up doing, make sure you do it the right way. Don't cut corners. It's very tempting at times to do that. Resist the temptation and do it the right way, and it will come back manyfold to you in various different ways. Maybe not financially, but sometimes it does, but other times with just the connections you make. Look what's happened to you and I, Kathy. The connections we made from the beginning to where we are now, and it became a sifting process. The quote-unquote quality of people, and I don't mean that to demean humanity in any way, but I think you understand what I mean. The quality of people that we have met as time passed continued to improve. And so I think it was just our way of filtering and sifting through those that had maybe qualities we weren't in line with. Maybe not particularly wrong, but maybe they just weren't in line with our qualities. Whatever the case may be, we have lined ourselves up with some incredible individuals, Craig being one of them, no doubt.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. I got to look at my list. I want to make sure that we don't miss anything.
Yeah, I was going to say other examples. Go ahead.
Well, I kind of wanted to touch on the coaching part of what we do.
Okay.
And that is, you had kind of alluded to it earlier about marketing and social media. And we see the value, as I'm sure most of you do as well, in marketing yourself via social media. So Brian and I have put together a comprehensive package to kind of complement what we're doing here on Celebrity Creators, to include that, so that we will help you market your show, whatever it is that you choose, via Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, of course. We also will share the GVO that we use along with Easy Video Producer, and also YouTube, because YouTube is big as well. But we don't just say, here, these are the different social media avenues that you can use. We actually take you through a process with that as well, and show you how to take whatever it is that you're doing and promote yourself. Because part of Celebrity Creators, as Brian had mentioned, is branding yourself. And that's actually why we got started. It wasn't to end up where we are right now. Remember that, Brian? It was all about branding ourselves.
I remember it. I was just, see, we're like in tune. I was just thinking that how our story began. Remember, you and I were both trying to sell anything and everything to everyone, and everything and anything we were trying to sell was not ours. It was something someone else had generated and produced, and we did that for months and months and months and months. And yes, we saw success with it. We got the affiliate marketing queen on this show, for crying. It's like, come on. But and yes, I also made some decent money that quite literally paid off credit cards and things like that. It was fun. It was fun.
It was good.
But it's not. It is difficult. It was fun, but it was difficult. It took a lot of time, a lot of learning, and we had gone to so many events, collectively and separately, and there was this one common theme that kept hammering on us, hammering. It was brand yourself, sell not other people's goods, sell yourself, which means, get people to know, like, and trust you, not literally sell yourself or any product you had, but to sell yourself and who you are about, and those that gravitate towards you will be more likely to do business with you. So the story is, Kathy and I were doing this over and over and over, and finally we had this one phone call. This was over a year ago, and we finally just said, you know what, enough. Let's stop selling other people's stuff. We put the brakes on and stopped selling, literally in a day. We stopped and said, let's put together our own show. We started researching like mad and found all the pieces and put it together, did our first show. I don't remember how long it took for us to get to that point. Was it even a month? I mean, we were pretty quick about getting it around to that point.
Yeah,
and just
probably
went for
less than a month, I think.
And just went for it. And now we are getting known in internet marketing circles. We're getting known in public speaking circles. Not just getting known, but getting to know others and making real relationships with these people, professionally and on a friendship basis. So it is so valuable. Yes, it takes time. We personally put the brakes on, stopped selling anything that wasn't on an automated basis. So, we get a trickle of affiliate commissions through other things we'd been doing over these months and years in the past. That still is coming in, but it's by no means an income replacement generator. And so we started branding ourselves, and now things are opening up like we've never seen before. We cannot stress to you how wonderful this platform and doing what we're doing right now, what it has done for us and where it's taking us since we started this thing. It's just been a wonderful ride.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been a blast. And, you were talking about speaking, so we've had a lot of just phenomenal, tremendous guests on our show. And the really cool thing is we stay in contact with them, and, they constantly have new things coming out. So with that being said, check out our archive file and take a look at some of the people that we've had on here. They're phenomenal. In speaking, the person that comes to my mind is Maurice Domino, the Sicilian mentor.
What a great guy.
He just did a run for charity. He's a great guy, and I could go on and on and on. Spike Humor has got some things going in business, and Paul Keach wrote a book recently, and Mary Agnes Antonopoulos helps a lot of folks works with. She's the sexy, savvy social media gal, and Libby Gill, and just dear, dear people that Linda P. Jones, by the way.
Oh, there's
I think I told you, I can't say too much, but she's shaken up the world. She's got, the Global Institute for Visionary Wealth, and she's got something new coming down the pike in the next week or two. I'm not sure, Brian. I think it's before like the 15th, but these folks have constantly got new and great things coming out, and books they're writing and videos that they're making. So check out our archive page and watch the video, number one, and number two, click on their links and take a look at some of the stuff that they've got going on.
Oh yeah, another notable, Gary Goldstein, the producer of Pretty Woman,
yes,
Under Siege, Under Siege 2. It just goes on. We're going to have, and by the time you see this, you may see this as a recording, but we're also going to have Tom Antion on our show. Internet marketing, just guru, beyond guru. I've met him personally. Kathy has too. We met him both at one event, and this was with Craig Doswalt. You're starting to see that the circle, once you start making that first and second connection, it starts opening up. And do it in a way that is not just gimme, 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 what can I get from you, what can I get from you? Reverse that. This is something we learned from Jabez Labret. I want to give a shout out to Jabez for contribution leadership.
Yeah, we met Jabez at that event.
Same one. And he teaches contribution leadership, which we have used. See, all these things and all these people we've met have these golden nuggets of information, and some can be subtle, some can be obvious. But this one was new and fresh from the standpoint of the way Jabez approached it. He not only walked the walk, but he talked the talk. He did it. Or was it the other way around? Talk the talk, walk the walk? I don't know whichever way it goes. He doesn't
I'm
both.
not sure.
But he was there as we're talking. There's a guy that's running around like mad helping Craig's event out, another individual that was with Craig's event, and he's running like crazy, sweat dripping and just helping. We thought he was just a hired hand. Turned out he was volunteering, helping someone else. He was already an international speaker himself. And he just said, I will help you. And came, and he was in jeans, and he was working. We had no idea who this guy was. We talked to him in the back. He was going to take pictures and do video testimonial shoots of all the people, so we got to know him a little bit. And he told us about his approach. No, he didn't tell. He did tell us a little bit, but as he's doing this, he's actually utilizing his approach with us. And it's not just an approach; it's an actual way he does business. And
it came from his heart.
Yes,
it came from his heart. Yeah.
And it taught us a great deal. And in turn, because of what he's shown us and taught us, we are helping others at their events, and that has opened the doors. We've helped Greg Doswalt several times. Going to help him again. Also, Christine Comerford in San Francisco a month or two ago.
No, and I'm going to Kelly O'Neill's event at the end of last weekend of the month.
So
Marketing to Millionaires retreat. Yeah.
And it's not, and you don't go in there and say, I want to help you because I want something in return. You don't use that. You don't use that. In fact, go to the past shows link, and on there look for Jabez Labret, and click and watch that show, and you'll understand what we're talking about. It's information packed. The guy, like you said, his heart is one of gold. So many guest speakers we've had, they've been great. I mean, from big names to people you've never heard of before. Even the Keemer twins. What a wonderful pair of women.
Oh,
they're like precious.
Love them.
Yes. It just.
Well, you know what? I think it's this. I think that what we're saying is events are one major place to meet people. We're on Facebook and we're on Twitter. We're on Twitter in we have a few accounts. I was going to say gazillion, but anyway, we have a few accounts each. We have some together, and we have each, and we've got a lot. But and it's great to connect in that way, and that's a great way to meet people. Obviously, social media, and it's a great way to be invited to be interviewed and be on shows and that kind of thing. And it's a great way to meet people, to have them come to you as well. But for some reason, and I think, Brian, you'll attest to the fact that we were talking about it earlier today, that personal contact and part of being together and being in a place It's like at Craig's event as an example, when there's energy flowing and excitement, and you just feel his passion, or whoever the speaker is, the passion that they're putting out there to the audience. You cannot feel that energy unless you're there. And there's something about that. You can get it on the internet, and that's a viable place to do that. But you have to have the combination of the other as well, because you just walk away with something that you don't get otherwise, I don't think. And you said that so as well this morning.
Yeah, it's an intangible artifact of being present physically. That's if you can make it. If you can't, do everything you can to do it virtually through an avenue like this, because you'll probably start seeing this more and more offered at events like Craig's and others that have major speaking events. And by the way, Maurice Domino has a speaking event the very following month in October. Is that right? October?
Yes, October, is it 26-ish? Something, 20-something.
Right around a month after Craig's. But Maurice Domino, the Sicilian mentor, look that up on Facebook. He's all over Facebook.
Killing it from the stage.
Yes. Mamma mia. I love him.
Yeah.
Love him.
He's so funny.
He just ran a marathon. He just ran a marathon last weekend, at Disneyland. For
AIDS, I think. Yeah.
Good cause. That's the kind
he did.
It's the kind of people that
trained
we are
like
meeting.
Crazy for it.
And you notice when we go to these events,
we have got such a lineup. Over the next several weeks, it's I don't want to tell everybody, but we've got some great gals that are going to be heading on our show here pretty soon. Some very savvy, smart, entrepreneurial women that are going to be visiting us, and a very prominent doctor is going to be on very soon, in the next few weeks.
Had a wonderful talk with him.
So the thing, what's that?
We had a wonderful talk with him for about an hour.
Yes.
It's exciting.
And that's the thing too, because it's a learning experience. So back to my thing about, the gal or guy that has a recipe blog, or that, has a blog about food. I mean, can you imagine how many really cool recipes that you could get, even doing like a recipe exchange or something? But how cool to do this, you end up the person that's doing kind of like us, right? But it's the recipe person that's doing the live thing, and they're cooking and everybody's sharing. Then they do like an event. So they have like a live where they have all these people fly into a place. That's how they connect and meet. And you've got pastry people, and you've got main meal entree people, and whatever. And you do a whole coaching program on whatever the cooking is. So, I don't know. Or even like a crafter, a lady that, or a guy, because guys and gals both do crafts and make things. What if it's like, a boomer person that's kind of like semi-retired, and, I think about this because of my dad. He made the coolest animal out of wood, animal train, right? So it was like a giraffe, and it had the wooden wheels, and then it had like the elephant and the lion and all that stuff. And he did a train. Made one of those for our oldest granddaughter. But what if it's a guy that's doing woodworking, and it's a craft project, and he's showing how to woodwork week after week, different things, and then taught other people how to do it. So, I mean, tons of stuff that you could do with.
Yeah, and have guests
building your celebrity.
Yeah, exactly. That encapsulates it all. Build your celebrity. Become a celebrity in whatever niche or hobby or avenue you wish to become. You can do it using this platform. Can't say any much more about it. We do offer a program. Contact us. We have contact link and information on this website that you're watching this on right now. We won't go into the details of all that right now.
Mary Kay, how about Mary Kay? You can do makeup demonstrations. Mary Kay lady.
We didn't even touch on network marketing and how you could use that on that. Could you imagine if this were available, especially on the last one you and I were both involved in together? Oh my
gosh.
Goodness. But
we would have killed it.
Have you looked at the clock? It's unbelievable. It's 7 o'clock.
Holy smoke.
Yes. But see, look, it is now 7 o'clock. We started right on time at 6. But we don't even have to stop right now, because why? There's no limit. That's the beauty of this. Another piece of beauty of this. We scheduled our show for 6. How many times have we had to start late, Kathy, because of technical difficulties? And thank you for saying it's not always my fault. It is sometimes, I'm sure, but
Well, it's not. I mean, it's never your fault. I mean, you know, it's like the internet gremlins or something. They're out there.
We've had quite a few gremlins in our past. But yeah, it's 7 o'clock now. We don't have to shut this. We don't have to stop this now. Like Blog Talk Radio, I understand, has actual concrete discrete limits. You start at one time, you stop. When you're done, they stop it. You're done with.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because we are utilizing that technology, not tonight, but within celebrity creators as well, so that we can simulcast. But very good point. It's like whatever time you start, you've got to stop it right on the hour. So.
And that simulcast will soon become multicast, and you can just imagine what we're going with this. It's not just where we are going with this, but where we can take you with this. That's the important thing. We want to be able to help people. That's what Kathy and I come from, helping backgrounds and giving hearts. We truly love to help people. We're not all about making money, as we've seen others actually even say on videos on the internet. No, it's all about relationships, and yes, making money is definitely part of it. We won't, insult your intelligence by saying anything different, but we do love to help folks, and we'll do anything and everything we can to help you do something like we're doing with far less pain and suffering that we went through over this past year.
Absolutely. Yes. No pain and suffering. We don't want to share that part of it. And that's, I think that's what's nice, Brian, about having people who, our friends Scott Tranter and Kim Tranter, the Diner Wizard, that's what he always says, been there, done that. He says, I know it sounds cliche, but it's true. If you've been there and you've done that and you've experienced all of the heartache and the bumps and whatever it goes with it, I say, you know what? I don't want to have to go through those pains again. I prefer to go with somebody who has already traveled that road, so that I can get down to business and do whatever it is that I want to do. If you're passionate about whatever it is that you're doing, whether it be your, recipes, crafting, internet marketing, selling products. I was talking about Mary Kay Cosmetics, Dawn with her necklace, authors that write books, whatever it is that you're passionate about. Why not spend the time doing what you're passionate about and not have to deal with all the other stuff to get to that point? When you have something like we put together where you can be out there and instantly start branding yourself just like that. Because that's how quick it is. With the marketing that we provide, the social media program and coaching that we put together, Brian has got step-by-step videos for all of the technical aspect, how to put the equipment together, how everything coincides, audio, video settings, etc. It's all there. So it's almost a no-brainer in my book. I almost wish that we had somebody that had pioneered before us. But on the other hand, it's nice being on the cutting edge of, like Brian said, no, we didn't invent this part, but we did put together the package to see what it is that you see. And it's phenomenal, and it's a great program, if I do say so myself.
But yeah, I agree. And we've had she pointed out one great point is you must be passionate about whatever it is you do take on to be your business, because in all honesty, anything that you endeavor to be a business is going to demand a considerable amount of your free time, let alone maybe some of your not so free time. And so it's very important that whatever you embark on, that you are deeply passionate about. If you are passionate about recipes, if you are passionate about crafting or educating or anything else that may come to your mind, then that's what you exact music. If you're passionate about any of those areas, that is the one. Pick one and focus on that one and hold tight to that one and go forward with just that one and be hooked into the thing that makes you passionate. Because if you don't, which Kathy and I have been through this, that's why we're bringing this up. We've been through many things that we're not quote unquote passionate about and spent a lot of time and effort months worth of effort, anguishing, and realize at the end, you know what, this really isn't interesting me, and maybe that's, you know, it's true. If you're not interested in what you're doing, and to the degree that it becomes a passion of yours, the odds for success go down. So become, you know, whatever you are passionate about, make that, you know, try to build a business around something like that, if a business is what you're looking to build.
Well, you know, it's like our friend Ken Coward. He's very passionate about health.
Yes.
About health, being healthy and exercise, and yeah. And I mean, don't you recall that with him? I mean, he had such a passion about taking care of your body and the things that you should do and how you should eat, and just the important things that go along with things that we had never heard of before, or thought of working in conjunction with, as far as eating and exercising. He's another amazing guy that we had on. So just a lot of different people, and I think that by folks going back to our archives, they're going to see that each guest that we've had on is very passionate about what they brought to the table to share with our viewers.
Oh, you want to talk about probably the most ultimate passion I think we've seen was Jordan Goodman, the financial expert. This guy just was over the he knows his stuff inside and out. He's been on all kinds of television networks. They bring him on as a guest. He's a personal finance expert, and we had him on, and he helped show everyone on our show incredible, easy but free tips on how to get your financial house in order, so that could free your capital for doing other things, like maybe, I don't know, building your own business, or what. That's the angle we took with the interview with him. However, there's passion right there. Multiple author of multiple books, been on television. He's an expert, a renowned expert in his field, and there's a great example of passion. This man lives, eats, and breathes what he does. So yeah, and it was great having him on the show with his little cat that went by while he's on the show. We had a lot of fun with that one.
The little tail.
Yeah, this white fuzzy tail. So that's another one. Click on past shows, you can see that too. But we should probably wrap this up.
Yes, I think so. You know what? I'm sure I can hear Mike's stomach. Mike is my husband, growling from here. He's not growling, it's his stomach. It's time to eat dinner. Or maybe that's my stomach I'm hearing.
Well, Kathy
Brian, thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
It's been another awesome Tuesday evening with you, and I'm so grateful and thankful for the people that come and listen to us each week. We're going to have a special guest with us on next Tuesday, so you're not going to hear us bantering back and forth, but we're going to share it with somebody else. But we're so thankful that you've taken your valuable time to be here with us again on Tuesday to share our rebranding of the Internet Citadel show to the celebrity creators. Brian, I'm going to bow out and give it back to you.
Thanks, and thank you so very much, Kathy, for everything you've put into this. This could not be done with one person, as I said earlier. And, you know, like that one movie said, you complete me. and a lot of people, now they know, a lot of people ask us, Kathy, Brian, are you guys married? We always say, why, yes, just not to each other. We each have our own spouse separate from each other. We are not married together. We do have our own spouses, and it's working. This is working out just unbelievably well. But thank you everyone for being on the show, for watching us live. We did run over a bit. I apologize for that. We do want to respect your time, and like Kathy said, we will be on again next week, this coming Tuesday. Be sure to click on the notify link above so you can get an automated notification of when that show comes on and exactly where to go to watch it, obviously where you are right now. And we will see you all again next week. Thanks so much once again. Bye-bye now.
Good night.